Welcome to another edition of the Loose Cannons podcast. I am your host, Sammer. I'm hanging out with Stank and Poppy Latte, and our special weekly guest now, Paige DeMacos of the DraftNetwork.com. She's joining us for our Fan Friday edition, where we break down the upcoming matchup, and of course, we listen to your weird-ass voicemails and questions. What's up, everybody?
Sammer, I just want to start off by saying that you did such a good job introing the show, and that the guys are gonna sit here and try and clown on you, but you're really trying to upgrade the pod, and you're really just bringing the level of production up. So I want to give you a shout out, because it was really I was going to take an opportunity to try and mess with you in the middle of that, but I decided not to, since I saw these two clowns about to do it. So I decided to play nice.
Here, two things. One, you can never do that because I literally stare at my face the entire show. Okay, so two, I'm trying to help these guys, right? I'm trying to bring in some stray dogs into a house that has a foyer and a dining room and like a fancy like guest living room. You know, I'm trying to bring them up here, and that's what I'm trying to do with this show.
What is going on? He's trying to domesticate your asses. That is literally what he's talking about.
We don't even have running water where we can, yeah.
Right, Stank? I feel like there's a new sheriff in town. She's like, these two clowns. Like,
I know.
I love it. I love it.
I hated every second of that intro, but continue.
So, the Rams versus Bucs, guys. I'm nervous.
Oh, man, I almost lost my water. You're nervous. Paige.
First and foremost, let me tell you guys something very exciting that I did not tell you on purpose so that it could surprise you guys on the show. So, when this episode drops, if you go to my Instagram, which is at @_sports page with an I, I'm giving away 2 tickets to Monday Night Football and a parking pass. So, if you want to win 2 tickets and a parking pass, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to compete in the Arians Family Foundation Rivals Media thing that they're putting together right now. So the details will be on my Instagram, but I'm dropping this on the pod. You're going to have to go to my Instagram and participate, but you're going to get 2 tickets and a parking pass. You're going to be totally set up for Monday Night Football, Rams, Bucs. Unbelievable. You're going to want to be there. So I just dropped it on you guys. Didn't even tell you. I got 2 excellent tickets and a freaking parking pass. Big time.
That's legitimately, she didn't tell us that. That's the shit. You guys need to go compete. It's for a good fucking cause. We're going to link it below on the fucking channel as well. Not just on Paige's Instagram. It's going to be on Paige's Instagram. It's going to be on our fucking on Twitter. We've been retweeting it all week. Jake as well. Go compete for a good fucking cause, guys. Shit. Yes. Go do it.
And that's good news for those of you who had planned on whoring yourself out to try to get a ticket, going around the stadium, doing whatever you can to get in. Because I see you guys out there.
Tickets for us, guys. It worked for me. So,
hey guys, is this the week that we finally go into the pewter paint booth? Are we gonna pewter body paint ourselves?
I've already waxed my entire body in preparation, so I would hope so.
I mean, we're wearing all pewter uniforms, pewter body paint, pewter uniforms.
I've taken care of all body hair. I've manscaped the shit out of my body. I am totally ready for the pewter paint. Paige.
I haven't shaved because I like the look of body paint with body hair. That's a good mix, right?
It's that pewter grizzle. Yes. I got you that pewter.
Yes, that is a good look. Yeah, said with complete sarcasm. I hope you understood that.
Nothing like back hair and body paint.
Oh, God, Christ.
Oh, God.
No.
Great. Speaking of body hair and body paint, what do you think of the Rams this week, Paige?
Great segue there, Mark Cook.
What do I think of the Rams? One, I think they are they're like the tale of 2 faces. They show up and they play 2 different times. Like you've seen 2 different teams depending on which game you're watching, right? So if you watch the film on this team, you're not going to see consistency week in and week out. You see performances like you saw against the Dolphins, where Jared Goff just is absolutely atrocious in the football game. And then you see moments where it's very scripted. They can't get to the quarterback. He has the time and he picks the defense apart. Well, what's a good recipe for success for the Buccaneers? Let's see those guys up front get in Jared Goff's face, make him uncomfortable. This is not something that we just saw this year. The recipe to beat this team is to make Jared Goff uncomfortable. He cannot go off script. He's not going to audible at the line. He's going to try and do what he needs to do. This is always going to be who he is. And if the Bucs can make him uncomfortable, which is what they need to do, this should be a victory. That's how this game should go.
Paige, would you say that the game plan should be similar on the defensive side of the ball to what, and I love Todd Bowles, I'm gonna say that up front.
Yes.
What we should have done against the Saints, which is pressure the fuck out of them.
150%.
Play up tight and blitz the crap out of them like Miami did. What are they going to do? Are they going to do it?
Todd, I'm going to text you about this. I'm just going to send you the clip from Remember the Titans where he says, I don't want them to gain another yard. And he goes, you blitz all night. Like, that is what I just want you to make his ass uncomfortable. Jared Goff is not a smart quarterback. If you make him uncomfortable, you make him do his pitter patter on his freaking foot, and he starts making bad decisions, this is going to get ugly, guys. It's exactly what I wanted to see against New Orleans. But Drew Brees is a significantly better, much smarter quarterback than Jared Goff is, right? This is not that New Orleans team. Like, this is Jared Goff. If you want to watch what to do, watch the Miami tape. Literally, just that is the recipe. Go back to the 2018 tape where Vic Fangio did it for Chicago. Like, there is even at their best, when their offense was clicking on all cylinders, when you make Jared Goff uncomfortable, when they could not establish the run, what are things that the Buccaneers can do? Stop the run and make a quarterback uncomfortable. This isn't rocket science. Blitz all night, make him uncomfortable. Don't get cute, and let's just win this game and move on to the next.
Paige, Christian kind of brought it up. The not being aggressive and the not attacking of the opponent. We saw that against the Saints. We saw them play a little bit more zone, especially in the first half of the game against the Carolina Panthers. Are we done seeing this weird zone experiment from Todd Bowles, or is it more of what the offense puts on the field that kind of dictates their inability to then go into their, more exotic packages? Or is it just Todd just trying to find different strengths and weaknesses on his team? Or have we learned? Because after halftime last week, we went all out, blitzing the shit out of the team, the offense. We were very aggressive. We were more exotic. I mean, there was a moment where we saw JPP as a stand-up linebacker, and
for sure
it was and Levante was coming in on the blitz. Yeah, we hadn't even seen that before, right? So is this? Are we finally going to stop seeing that weird zone experiment with these guys that aren't built for it?
I sure as hell hope so. I think you saw it wasn't even the first half. It was the back three quarters, right? They just had a tough first quarter. And then the last three quarters, it was like, yeah, this is the Bucs defense. This is that team. Like, this is what I expect to see. And let me be very clear. The Carolina Panthers that is not a joking team. That's not a team that you should just go put up that performance again. Did you watch them go to Kansas City and play the week prior? That's a damn good football team. Matt Rule's got that team playing hard, playing tough. Teddy's playing his ass off. Like, that's not a team that you just go whoop their ass and walk away from it, right? So that performance was exactly what I expected from the Bucs coming off of that embarrassing loss to New Orleans Saints. Like, it was quite frankly, the only way I was going to back off of that terrible loss was go show me who you are. And they did. They did everything they needed to do, even in spite of the fact that they started slow, right? They had all the weird stuff with the hurricane and the flight taking off, and they were on the tarmac for 6 hours, and they got in late, and they didn't get a lot. Like, they didn't have everything go according to plan. And I think that's why you saw the sluggish start. And then it was the Bucs team. It was 3 quarters of this is the Buccaneers team, and that's the team I expect to see. And I do not anticipate that on Monday night at home against a Rams team, against Sean McVay and all the conversation that's gone on around that, right? I anticipate that Brucey wants to take this one and put that away, because I don't think he doesn't hear the Wonder Boy BS that has been pushed on Sean McVay for the last 2 years. Like, I'm pretty sure that's enough to be like, you know what? I'm the OG. Like, I'm the quarterback whisperer. I'm that dude. Tom sees that too, right? Like, Jared and Sean, you guys want to be the hot ticket in town. Let us show you how it's done, right? I envision that's how that's going to be.
I think it's important to build off of the performance Rojo had last week, not just for Rojo, but to save Tom Brady from running for his life and getting murdered on the field by Aaron Donald and the Rams defensive front. We need, and it may not look pretty, and that's why I think the defense needs to hold their ground for the first quarter or so, because I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think the Rams are going to give up much on the ground, but this is going to be one of those games where I'm like, keep on running the ball left, which like you know, we're going to have to move the chains on third down. It's not going to be one of those wide open games, at least initially, until we start to wear them down a little bit and then hopefully impose our will. If you see the teams we struggled against, New Orleans, they beat us in the trenches, and
totally
Chicago.
Agree. Totally
agree. The Rams have a similar strength to both those teams. We don't know if we're going to have Ali Marpet this week, which is obviously a concern, but Shipley filled in nicely last week. I don't know that we want to see the same experiment against the Rams defensive front this week. So I'm crossing my fingers that Ali's back.
Yeah, you got to be able to build off of what you saw from Ronald, right? And I think the big thing for me was even after the mistake, Bruce went back to him, right? Which I think was really crucial. It was really crucial. I think it was really crucial for his confidence on both sides. It was really crucial for Bruce's confidence in Ronald, and it was really crucial for Ronald's confidence in him being the man, right? And I think that goes both ways. And I think last week's performance was such a big step for him in this offense, and that is who he can be. And I agree. I think you gotta establish the run, even if it's tough, right? Like this is gonna be. They need to grind a little bit. They need to show some of that physicality that we expected to see against New Orleans that we didn't see. I mean, I'm not gonna pull punches. Like it was an embarrassing loss, and they did not show the physicality that I expected to see. Guess what? Aaron Donald is up there now, so you're gonna have the opportunity on the offensive line to be nasty. Like that's what I expect, and that's what's gonna need to happen for sure.
Speaking on what you said with the Wonder Boy stuff, there's some local media saying that this team is head and shoulders more talented than the Rams, but just for a little extra spice, Paige, but we're gonna lose because the Rams coaching staff is head and shoulders better than ours.
Dude, I'm so glad I did not see this.
What? Yeah, that their game planning and their scheming is just.
Who said that?
No.
I don't give a shit. Bring it.
No, you don't need to put them on blast. It's all good.
But
whoever it is gonna know who they are.
Was it Evan Winter?
It was not Evan Winter. I said friends of the pod. Fuck Evan Winter.
But how can they say that though? I mean, we have Tom Moore, we have Bruce Arians. I mean, just those two is better than everything that the Rams have. Well, who do they have?
I'm saying from a schematical standpoint that the way they set stuff up and the way they run their scheme, it's just it's just
so fucking
brilliant,
disrespectful. Honestly, it is so like I don't know. And I use there's this scene where Robert De Niro talks about how strong and powerful in the movie The Family. And if you haven't seen it, go Google this scene with Robert De Niro where he talks about the only way that you could describe certain situations is by using the word fuck. You have to say this pasta is so fucking good. Saying it's so good isn't good enough, right? There is no other word that I can use to describe what you just said other than that is so fucking disrespectful. Like, I question your football acumen if you truly believe that is true. Like, I assume that you don't actually know anybody on this staff because Tom Moore as an individual might actually be more intelligent than every single person combined on the Rams staff. Like that I don't even know what to say to that. Like it's so stupid and has no bearing in reality that I don't want to give it time, but it deserves the time because you deserve to get dunked on. I have no idea who said this, and I'm so glad I didn't see it. This is why I don't spend time on Twitter because then I have to see shit like this. But I'm glad you wanted to elevate my blood pressure. Here we are. I'm elevated. I'm pissed off. I don't know who the hell you are. I cannot believe that you said that. Like literally you've never talked to Tom Moore. I can assure you Tom Moore is one of the smartest, most intelligent, has forgotten more about football than most people have knowledge of because he's been around for so long. Like it truly
and to
is.
be
It's
clear,
so
they
disrespectful.
said schematically, but it probably means the same thing. The scheme,
It's a bullshit cop out way to say it because they want to say it. You want to criticize the staff, go ahead. Good luck trying to get in. It's a very unique way of trying to adhere to following a team by criticizing the staff all the time. I don't get it.
What's wild to me, so Christian, even if it is schematic, at the end of the day, the OG style or the new age style, the more modern offense, you still have to have your guys on our guys and stop our guys, right? It doesn't matter if you're running a fucking 1920s offense. It doesn't matter.
No.
Right? If I'm gonna impose my will on you, it won't matter, right? At the end of the day.
There's nothing schematic about the Rams having the best chemistry on their offensive line for 2 years straight in 2017 and 2018. That has absolutely nothing to do with scheme. That's football. Mm-hmm. That's chemistry. That has nothing to do with scheme. That's, hey, I want to run the damn ball and I want to play action off of this. And I have a really good offensive line and none of them got hurt and they all played every game for 2 straight years. Guess what? That shit doesn't happen very often. So when that didn't happen, what version of the Rams did you get? Oh, by the way, that team wasn't very freaking impressive last year. You want to know why? Because Jared Goff isn't very impressive when everything doesn't go his way.
I think, to be fair, maybe it's misdirected. Yeah, maybe it's misdirected, but I'm all for being critical of the play calling, or at least the way it's been executed. We've talked that at nauseum on the pod and off the pod in regards to Leftwich's play calling, and at times it's looked good. At times you want to beat your head up against the wall. So maybe that's what they're saying. I mean, McVay is a good play caller. But I mean, we already know how teams are going to attack us. We know what our weaknesses are on defense. They're going to try to get their backs out on the edges. They're going to try to clear the middle out and get Levante and Devin White away from the ball. They're going to try to use the crossing routes and the quick passing game. It's going to be the same thing, just different variations of that. I think maybe Bowles is a little bit of concerned of the double move, which is why we've been playing so soft at times. Especially after they hit, they drilled it into our head after the way Jamel Dean performed, was it 2 weeks ago?
Giants game. Right.
So maybe there was some fear in that, and they thought that New Orleans was going to try to expose us in that way, and it obviously backfired on us because they did whatever the fuck they wanted against us. So I think they're still trying to find the right moves out there in the secondary, or they're still moving chess pieces around, and our guys are still developing back there.
Let me be very clear. When you get your ass whooped like you did against New Orleans, that's not on the coaches, that's on the players. Period. When you get your ass whooped like that, that is on the players. Like you're a veteran group on both sides of the team. You didn't show up. You didn't play. That's it. Period. These are professionals. This isn't college football, guys. This is the NFL. They got their ass whooped. It was a total failure for every aspect, the coaching staff included. But if you're in an NFL locker room, you don't get your ass whooped like that and Tom Brady's going over the coaching staff going, it's on you. No. I can assure you that is not happening. The players did not show up and they did not execute. There's no scheme or game plan that is going to get you out of that ass whooping. None. If you don't show up and play, it doesn't matter what damn scheme you have, you're not going to win the game, period. That's how every sport in the history of sport, does not matter the year, is. The ass whooping that happened was a total lack of showing up that night across the board, period. Like that's how that was, including the coaching staff. I'm not saying the coaching staff doesn't deserve blame, but you can put together the best game plan of all time. And if the players don't out there and execute, it don't matter how damn good the game plan was. And guess what? You can plan all you want, and you get out there and they do something completely different than what you game plan for. That's what sports is, guys. Like, I think there is way too much coaching from the couch that happens, that people that have never actually coached a game in any capacity think that you can just go out there and, you can just call better plays. Like, no. That's so, you have any idea how hard you're talking about what happens on a regular basis with a total group of men. And this is, I know everyone's like, oh, you're a homer for Bruce. No, I do the same shit with Bears fans. And trust me, I have way more to complain about with Matt Nagy's play calling than y'all do. Okay. So it's like just as a lens, you can give the players the best game plan of all time. But if you don't go out and execute, that's not on anybody other than the players. And the players know that. The players would be the first people to tell you that. That's not from anybody else other than a bunch of professionals who understand that they failed as a group. That's it.
We touched a little bit on Rojo earlier. And did you get a sense that in that game against Carolina and now moving forward, that the coaching staff, because he made that mistake so early in the game and they yanked him, and he's made mistakes in the past and he gets yanked, and most of the time we just see Fournette after that. He's sometimes sprinkling back in if they need to give him a blow, but most of the time it's been Fournette when there's a mistake by Rojo. In this game, it happened so early, they went to Fournette. Fournette was just ineffective. Mm-hmm. Is the coaching staff finally starting to kind of see Fournette's vision or the style of how he runs and how we block, maybe the scheme doesn't merge well with him? Are they finally trying to see that maybe Rojo just is the better runner and not so much the better back overall, but just the better runner than Fournette, and then trying to kind of keep Fournette that third down guy just from here on out? Because when they ran him, he missed holes from what I could tell, and I'm not even a running back.
I think at least coming into the year, right? And I haven't talked to them about this more recently, but coming into the year, they were fully comfortable with where Ronald Jones had come to, right? There was a lot of work that had been done. They felt very comfortable where he was. They were fully comfortable with it being Rojo way before Leonard Fournette even came into play, right? So that's where you got to understand that, like, he was the dude. He was meant to be the dude. Leonard Fournette was a amazing opportunity to get a really damn good player on a really cheap deal because he wanted to come compete for a championship, right? Like, you don't really get a lot of opportunities. And in this year with COVID and everything that's going on, having depth is so crucial, right? So I think, and I would hope that they know that Rojo is their guy, right? And I think he needs to be given those opportunities. And he was my crucial player coming into this year that I said, if this team has a lot of success, it will be because he has a really good year. And I truly believe that is still accurate. Like, when he goes, this team goes. And I think that they would be better off to continue to really push things with him. I have a lot of belief that he can be a really good player. And I loved seeing them get him back involved, as I said earlier, after making a mistake, right? Because he is a dynamic athlete. And I think you're better off to leave Fournette for some smaller packages, but have Rojo be that dude for the Bucs moving forward.
On that same note, sorry guys, on that same note, okay. Last year we faced this Rams team, and for the most part, our offensive line handled Aaron Donald. Ali Marpet played a big role in that, obviously. Jensen played a big role in that. This week, with and without Ali Marpet, do you think that we're able to duplicate that same type of success? Because it's the same scheme for the most part. It's the same guys. Or is the Rams defense a little bit different now with some of the guys that they have behind Aaron, where it makes it a little bit more difficult maybe to just kind of manhandle him?
I think listen, Aaron's one of those dudes, like Khalil in the same way, where you have to put so much attention on them. Doesn't matter who the hell else is out there, because they're just so damn disruptive, right? They're so disruptive. They're so strong. And the last thing in the world that you want is your quarterback getting sacked by those dudes, right? Like, you'd rather make a mistake than have that happen, right? Like, that's how much attention needs to be and is paid to those guys. I mean, there is rarely a time on film where you watch Khalil or Aaron Donald. There's very few other guys that dictate, like, they get a double team almost every time because they have to. And then when they don't, they get a holding call or they get through and it's ugly, right? And that's what it looks like. So I envision that a lot of attention will be paid to Aaron because it has to be. That's what has to happen. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the Bucs or you're any other team. He's one of the best players in the NFL, period. Like, no matter the position, he is one of the best players in the NFL. Like, he is that crucial and important and can totally turn a game individually. But But I think the Bucs know that, obviously. So they'll have a game plan that is prepared to take that on.
Yeah, I mean, we had one hell of a performance against them last year. Mike Evans had a huge game. Sue returned a fumble for a touchdown.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Hopefully they don't have the same kind of mental baggage they have with New Orleans that they have with this team. Scenes that we've had some success against them. I want to go back to the Rojo discussion real quick. Because I think he would be our every down back if he was a better pass catcher.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of Captain Obvious. He's not great. I know he worked real hard on it in the offseason. His fumble was on a reception. He was kind of, carrying it uncomfortably. And is this team missing that scat back, that little receiving back, that quick jitterbug back out of the backfield? I mean, it seems like all of our guys are kind of carbon copies, although I think Fournette's a little bit better receiver than Rojo. Do we have that guy that Tom's used to having, like a Kevin Falk, or do you think that that's maybe one of the missing pieces on this offense?
It's hard to look at this offense in totality and say that there's anything missing, right? Like it's hard to look at all the pieces that you have and go, yeah, you're missing this, right? Like there's so much talent on the offense, but sure, does he have the same type of a guy, right? Probably not. You don't have a James White player on your team, right? You don't have the same aspect of a player, but you also have, I think Leonard Fournette is a very good pass catching running back. You especially saw that last year in Jacksonville. He took a major step forward in that capacity. So that's where I see the dynamic existing, where you can put both of them in there to play those options. Is it something that they might address depending on how this season shakes out? Sure. They might try and find a running back that could fit that mold, right? And be that type of a guy. But it's not something that's going to happen right now, right? So it's something that they're going to have to figure out. And quite frankly, I don't want to give this offense that big of an excuse. Like, to say you're missing something to me is to say, like, to give them an excuse, like, you need this to be successful. Like, they have the pieces to be successful. I believe that.
You obviously have LaShawn McCoy on the bench, and
yep.
he's if not the best receiving back in the last 10 years, he's one of them. Sure. And then we don't know what we have out of Sneak Vaughn. So I'm not insinuating the pieces aren't here. I know that Tom utilized that a lot in New England.
For sure.
He loved throwing to those backs and the quick guys that were able to get your 3, 4, 5, 6 yard chunks, real quickly and keep the chains moving. And, taking Rojo off the field is a disadvantage right now because he is a threat to run the ball. So I think that's where some of the inconsistency comes with that shared system we have going on, with Rojo and Fournette.
You've also had the injuries, right? They haven't like Leonard Fournette hasn't been healthy, which is what's plagued him most of his career, right? And you're also talking about somebody that came in and right to the season, right? Like, they had no preseason, they had no time to develop any chemistry. Like, I personally would love to see, knowing how critical the staff was of Ronald and how the tune changed this offseason about his level of work ethic and how hard he was working and how much effort he was putting into specifically trying to get better at what is very critically a weak part of his game. I would love to see a full off season of him working with Tom to become his dude, right? Like, I would love to see that because they didn't get that, right? And I would love to see that happen and see what the upside could be for him, right? Because I know he worked really hard and I know the staff had a lot of belief that he could take a step forward, but there's nothing that you can do on your own to recreate the chemistry that needs to exist between a quarterback, right? And that's going to take time. And maybe that's something that they work on, or maybe it's something they address in the upcoming draft, right? Depending on if that becomes a glaring issue for the team.
Paige, everything I've heard or read this week so far is, when we touched on the Aaron Donald, this defense, this front seven, Jalen Ramsey, this defense is incredible. But I'm looking at the schedule. Is their defense kind of smoke and mirrors? I mean, Dallas, Philly, New York, Washington, San Francisco beat them and hung 24 points.
Dude, Chicago. I called it a cupcake schedule. You don't even need to go the hold back. I said it, so listen, I want to be careful of being like overly confident because that backfired on me against the Saints, but like this isn't the Saints.
Not just
like
you.
Not just you.
No, for sure. It backfired on everybody, but
No, Paige. We were complete clowns at the game before anything happened. We were complete
to every
clowns.
Saints fan.
We talked so much shit pregame.
One of them found us on Twitter later on and was like, "Remember you were talking shit to me outside the game?"
Here's the thing. We'll end our conversation with the Saints on this. Enjoy your regular season victories. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what I said.
Enjoy your regular season victories because the New Orleans Saints have been paper tigers in the playoffs over the last few years. You lost to a trash-ass Minnesota Vikings team last year at home as a double-digit favorite. Do not come at me with your regular season hoorah.
I told you, I want them. I fucking want them.
Dude, feed it to me. Feed it to me that these two teams face off in the playoffs. Need it so bad. Because you can enjoy all your freaking regular season trophies that you want to give yourselves. Show me the loot in the playoffs. That's what I want to see.
Paige is right there on my fucking level. That's exactly what the fuck I said. I want that fucking Saints team in the playoffs.
Oh, you did so bad.
I want that
so bad, dude.
Listen,
you think you forgot about those 2 losses?
Yeah. Other than the weird Buccaneers karma, our young secondary knows Jameis better than any fucking quarterback ever.
Dude, that would be the biggest gift
and thousands
of all
and thousands
time.
of reps against that guy. You don't think that they want to face Jameis and get some gimme balls? I think they do.
Carlton Davis will get 2 pick sixes against Jameis Winston's eyes, bro. I don't care.
I can assure you that would be
I'm breathing heavy.
I'm breathing heavy. Gift
I'm breathing heavy thinking about it, man.
We're closing on the Saints. Fuck this. Fuck you guys.
We're over the Saints. We're over the Saints. Allow for them to enjoy their regular season victories. Okay, that's fine. Enjoy yourselves.
Have fun with Jameis, you fuckers.
Yeah, fuck you guys. You got good food. Great city, but fuck you guys. Anyway,
back to what I don't even know what we were talking about because I got so hyped up about the Saints.
The paper, smoking.
Oh, the paper tiger Rams. Yeah.
That. But what I wanted to ask you though, is it something? Did we get a glimpse into the future? Because my favorite player on this team, number 13, I've rarely seen him run horizontally on the field in this team in any of our fucking offenses. And all of a sudden, he's running horizontally on 4th down, catching passes. By the way, Stank, did you see that, Sammer? Shoelace, because if he doesn't get him by the shoelace on 4th, he's gone for a fucking touchdown.
It's a touchdown, dude.
Which is insane because he can never get, run after catch. But is this something? Because they're line. It started the week before, right? And the Saints, the second half, they started lining up in the slot, finding ways to get him the ball. Bruce keeps saying it. Is this a glimpse into the future? Are we going to see?
I hope. Me and my fantasy team hope so. Let me just say, I'm all in for this because I have seen this move before. Okay, I've seen this move before. If you are familiar now, Mike's in a completely different time in his career, right? But you're talking about when Larry Fitzgerald was moved from the outside into the slot, he became an absolute nightmare in that Arizona Cardinals offense. It completely changed the trajectory of his career. He did not want to, he was like, no, I play on the outside. That's where I play. And it was like, no, we're going to move you and play in the slot. You're going to move around. You're going to do all, and it was like, ooh, now I buy in. Like all of a sudden it was this totally different version of Larry, but you were like, holy shit, this version of Larry is amazing. Right. Mm-hmm. If Larry Fitzgerald can buy into that, pretty sure everybody else can. Right. Like I'm pretty sure anybody else can. And there's no ego on that offense. Like they're going to do what's best. So listen, I'm all for putting the ball in the playmakers' hands and letting them do their thing. So let's see more of it. Whatever's working, I'm all in, right? So I think I've seen it before, and they're obviously different players and different trajectories of their career, but sometimes you switch it up a little bit depending on how things are going and you give yourself an opportunity. And listen, I'm all for more receptions to number 13. Please and thank you.
I don't see why we haven't been doing it a long time ago. I mean, Julio Jones is an absolute nightmare out of the slot. Atlanta did it a lot. Obviously, Mike Thomas, who's fucking.
It's a mismatch. It's a mismatch when you have a guy that is that big and you put them in that position. It's the same shit I saw with Larry. Man, nobody can cover those guys. They're so big and so physical, and then the defense is looking at them. They're going, okay, what are we gonna do here, right? Like it's good luck. And Mike is in you're talking about a totally. I mean, it's a different animal. Like that's very exciting. I hope we see more of it. I'm all in.
Oh yeah, by the way,
we saw him do that, and they had Antonio Brown outside of him, and it was like, who are you guys gonna guard? Who are you guys gonna shift coverage towards? And it ended up being that
good luck.
Quick little first down to Antonio, and if he gets one more block, he takes it down the sideline. What we haven't really talked much about is I haven't watched enough of the Rams games to know how they utilize Ramsey. Is he going to be a shadow? Is he going to kind of take on the responsibility of Mike Evans, or do they not play him in that Sherman/Revis type of role in this defense?
He's done that a lot so far this year, and he has been unbelievable, guys. If you watch when he is shutting someone down, he is shutting them down. Like he is the best corner this year, bar none. There's no arguments to be made. But the problem is that works when you don't have the other options in this offense. Okay. So that works really well when you have to really focus your attention on one dude. Okay. Well, you do that, and then all of a sudden the ball's just going to go somewhere else. So maybe this isn't the Mike game, but it's somebody else's game. Right. And that's, I venture to say that the Rams are going to be smart enough to realize that they're probably going to have to move Ramsey around to try and dictate some of that, because I think if they put him on one guy the whole game, you're going to take him out, but then it makes it easier on the offense. Like I don't anticipate that that's what they're going to do, because there's just way too many mouths to feed and options in this offense that they've got to come with a better plan than that.
It won't matter. If this O-line protects, it's not going to matter. Like you said, no, we got four number one receivers.
Yeah.
Scotty Miller obviously being wide receiver 1, and then everybody else. Even though I think Scotty might be hurt. I haven't seen him lately. I really don't know what the story is with him.
No, what it is, man, is a guy like that knows that if he's on the field constantly performing at his best, it's almost unfair to his teammates, right?
I agree.
So he kind of takes a step back, allows other guys to shine. He's trying to build up Mike Evans' confidence, clearly. He's doing his best to help Mike Evans. He's trying to help Godwin. He wants to help those guys. Antonio Brown, I mean, before the Saints game, during pregame warmups, who was Antonio asking questions?
Yeah, I saw him working with Scotty.
Right?
Scotty was teaching him.
Scotty was like, no, man, when we go like this, like he's clearly the leader in that room, right? That's clearly
definitely
what's
the
happening
alpha.
there. The thing that you touched on, Paige, if Ramsey tries to take out one of our receivers out of the game, he essentially takes himself out of the game. Because at that point, he's just running around as a decoy, and that works in our favor. I just didn't know if they've been utilizing him that way or not. If you guys have one more question for Paige, I'll give you guys one more question. We got to get her score prediction so we can get to these voicemails. So
I think has one more. I'm pretty sure she can't spill the beans, but I heard Bruce say today that SMB got his swag back. And Sammer mentioned earlier on Dean. I love Dean, but biting on those double moves, and maybe that's why we played a little more zone. Are we going to see a little more SMB on the outside again, or what's going on? He got his swag back.
I think you're going to have to wait and see on Monday night, guys.
Come on, Paige. You got a cool T-shirt on.
She just got a text from Todd Bowles. I saw her.
Yeah.
Literally. Shut up, Paige. Stop it, Paige.
You got a cool Loose Cannons T-shirt. That's so you can give us some inside info.
Listen, you guys get more info than anybody else. Let me be very clear. Like y'all are gonna get more entertainment value, more insight, more just direct knowledge to Buccaneers fans than anybody else. So you're already on the inside track. You just, as I said, you guys got to develop a little relationship with the staff. Let me tell you a little bit about the playbook. Don't tweet about how the other staff is way better than this staff. I can tell you that is not a good way to endear yourself to the organization to which you follow. Rule number 1. You can be fair. Bruce is the most fair dude. He will take he will literally sit down. He has said to me on multiple times when we have had a drink where he's like, "Man, the football sucked today." That's literally he's so honest, but just like I can't go off on this
You haven't
disrespectful
even
tangent
you
again.
haven't even forgotten about it.
No, I haven't forgotten about it because it's so effing stupid. Like I literally am I am disrespected for Tom Moore. That's what I'm disrespected for, honestly, because I just want to be like, Tom Moore greater than whole Ram staff.
Thank
like
you.
Just like that, I don't need to even get into Todd and Bruce and everybody else. Tom Moore, individual, greater than Sean McVay's little LA looking ass. I don't need none of that in my life.
You
Okay?
don't like his hair?
Sean,
I don't. You know,
what
I
do you
hate.
think of Sean
I hate his
McVay's
fucking
look?
hair. I hate his fucking hair.
What's wrong with his hair?
I don't.
hate his hair.
I can't. He's always been respectful. I say this with. He has always been kind. Anytime I've been around him, he's a nice dude. There's just something about him that he's just like, God, he's just such a little dweeb. Like, I'm just like, dude, I just can't do it with you. You just, like, Kyle Shanahan to me is so much effing cooler and better than him. And I just don't understand why McVay gets all this credit with, like, way more options on offense when Kyle Shanahan will literally pull somebody off the street and make them a running back one. Like,
Right,
totally, I know it's a rant, but I'm around the NFC West a lot, so I see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan, greater sign Sean McVay. And
so who do you think? Here's my question, Paige.
Yes.
Wait, no, let me get my question in.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Who do you think spends more time manscaping their face, Sean McVay or Sam Riley?
I knew you were gonna say it.
Oh my God.
Sam Riley.
Yes.
You
I was
think
gonna
so?
say it's definitely me.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, do you see how well his face is lined up? Sean McVay doesn't know how to do that shit. Are you serious? Come on.
That's
some ethnic shit.
No, it's
Sean
not.
McVay's too white for that. Come on. Let's be
definitely
honest.
airbrush.
Like
That's
that's
CGI.
not
That's CGI right there.
That's CGI. He's
It's
CGI'd
all
his face.
fake. Yep, it's all fake. I'm actually hideous.
He's wearing a green screen.
Dude,
beard.
that's actually my
I'm
new
wearing
favorite shtick.
green paint, and it's just all just CGI. While you're ranting, I'm assuming your score prediction will be like 56-3, right?
No. I think this game is gonna be a close game for most of the game. I think it's gonna be 27-20 final Bucs.
27-20. That's pretty cool. You think Matt Gay misses a field goal for the Rams to win the Bucs the game in James Stadium?
Dude, like here's my thing with you guys. Like I've seen this shit with the Bucs fans. It's like you guys put this shit out into the universe. This negative stuff. Why do you guys do
Wait,
this
that would be a
stuff?
positive if Matt Gay misses a
Okay.
field goal.
Okay.
No.
Matt
Listen,
Gay missed the field goal.
you have to get some context here, Paige. Listen.
Yes, give me
this
some
is the
context here.
official podcast.
Was.
This is
Matt
it
Gay.
was. It was the official Matt Gay fan club podcast. Like
Unofficial member
this
of the pod.
was it, right? He was on
I love
here. He
Kickers
was,
are people too.
We loved him. We
Yes.
had T-shirts that said "I love my big gay kicker."
My
like
big
Oh
guy.
my god, that it's incredible.
I loved it. All right. So this is my theory. The Bucs have placed secret agents throughout the NFC. Right.
saw that.
Jameis is one of them. Matt Gay is the other. And they are given direct orders to self-destruct at any given moment that benefits the Bucs. Right? Matt, I texted Matt Gay. I said, Matt, I know business is business, bro, but you gotta kind of take one for your boys, all right? Help us out. Miss a couple. If the game's out of reach, or maybe, just spoil a comeback here or there. That's all. That's all I need. And we still love you, Matt. We still fucking love you. You're still my favorite Buccaneer kicker of all time.
I loved your theory. The funny thing is in my head, like I don't know anything about Matt
Fact.
Gay, so I don't know if that could actually happen for him. But would I be any bit surprised if Jameis actually came out like 10 years from now and wrote a story about how he actually was a spy for the Bucs? Not at all. 0%. Like that would be the least surprising shit of all time. I would be like, yep, totally believe it. He was BFFs with Mike Evans behind the scenes, and he was like, y'all better give me a Super Bowl ring when you win. Like, I literally, none of that would surprise me. I know that's so far-fetched and ridiculous, but knowing Jameis, I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a stretch.
Nope.
He's dead to me. So
My score prediction, 28-17. And I think we score a touchdown in the fourth quarter that kind of brings it a little bit wider, but I agree. I think it'll be a closer game. We tend to struggle against defensive lines and that are like the Rams, the Bears, the Giants, guys that can get a little bit more physical than us sometimes at different times throughout the game. So, and Stanks always said it, we either win or we lose, and it always depends on the trenches, and I think that keeps this game close, but I think we kind of blow it up a little bit towards the end of the fourth quarter, but that'd be my score prediction.
I like it. I think Bucs show us the physicality. That's what I want to see. Like my boy Sue, I'm looking at you, big dog. That's what I want to see. You better believe it. I've been chatting back and forth with our boy Levante. So let's see what it looks like. They're gonna show out. The defense they're gonna have a good performance. They got embarrassed, and I don't think that's gonna happen again. So should be a good game.
2 more score predictions, and we go to the voicemails.
Go ahead, Latte.
21-17 Bucs.
Boom.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see us not putting points on the board. I know it's going to sound like me being overconfident, but I think it's going to be a close game for the most part until I'd say midway through the third quarter. We're going to get to our 40 number. I'm going to say 42-27. We're still putting 40 up.
Sounds like me.
Look at how many points we left on the board last week.
Oh yeah.
We still scored how many points? We scored 47 points last week.
We left 21 points. We left.
We easily had a 60
goals inside the 5.
Yeah, easily.
This offense is hard to stop.
Yep.
It really is.
Typically, I should have gone higher. I should have known. I like where your head's at.
It's Fan Friday, man. So that means we listen to all the weird shit that you guys send us on your voicemails. Christian, and you know who's last. You know who we're playing last, right?
H said he should be protected at all costs. He's God's gift to the Bucs.
That's right.
Love him so much.
Let's roll these voicemails. Let's do it.
Let's fucking do this. By the way, all of the voicemails were addressed to you last week, Paige. All of them.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I apologize.
Technical difficulties.
That thing will stop it.
From West Virginia. You know, I like them Whap wings. So last call, said it wasn't a good week for me. Had all my coworkers talking all that shit. Had to watch all those Van Damme movies to get over it. You guys missed the best Van Damme movies, man. You guys, Double Impact, Maximum Risk, Replicant. Anytime you can have 2 Van Dams instead of 1, that's the way you got to go.
Good point.
Anyway, this week, if the Bucs defense plays like we did 3 quarters against the Packers and the second half against the Panthers, there's nobody we can't beat. It's all about the D this week, fellas. That being said,
that's what
Jared Goff, Jared Allen, Jared Leto, he went to Jared. It don't matter.
I fucking love it, bro.
Dude, that was incredible. I absolutely loved
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row he's done that shit, dude.
With the Jared. By the way, Zach, I mentioned Double Impact.
Jared.
These 2 idiots made fun of me, said that movie sucked. So whatever.
Nothing beats Van Damme's Bloodsport. Nothing.
Hang on. We need to address the fact that in that last voicemail, he said he went to Jared. I literally cannot with how great that moment was. Like, first and foremost, just fantastic voicemail. What a way to kick things off. Like,
he's
so
really
happy.
He's really coming in strong.
Have you ever went to Jared, Paige?
Have I been to the store, Jared? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy jewelry for myself. Are you serious?
I do. I have a personal jeweler, though.
Clearly, we know that.
My God.
You literally look at the jewelry like, I deserve it.
I have a personal jeweler.
Yes, I do.
Only Sammer. Next.
All right, that's what's going on. Oh, man. Fuck. This is Corey from Nashville.
Corey.
Can they just move Monday night games to 1 p.m. or at least 4? Damn, we got to play another night game. But, you know, Arians said he's going to switch up some things. In preparation for the game. So that's awesome, man. You know, he did a great job coaching us last week, not distrusting Rojo enough to keep him out the game for making a mistake. This is not high school. He's a fucking pro. Let him get back in there and do what he needs to do. Once again, I predicted that. Give me props. All right, man, let's go. Bucs 33, Rams 17. Bucs 33, Rams 17. That's my prediction for our score. This game, we lost the Saints game, whatever. Now, we how often in a season do you get an opportunity to have another turning point game? We just got that opportunity. Let's turn some fucking heads. Let's do what the fuck we need to do, and let's get that motherfucking dub. Holla at y'all Monday.
Yes, I like it.
He came with a little anger right there.
He went from like very just like normal and like very diplomatic and really just laying it out there and talking to just like a switch turned, and it was like and I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm here for it. I liked it. Just the one thing, Corey, I will say, don't complain about having night games. This was a team that was forever not getting primetime games, man. Like you gotta just live with the fact that this team has a national audience now. Like this is what every player wants, just so you know. Like every player wants the big lights every game, every week. So that's the one thing I'm going to tell you. Like, you want these games. You want the night games because you forever do not want to be on the Sunday slate where nobody's paying attention to and you're not on a national audience. That means your team sucks.
You don't want Rondé Barber calling your games on a Sunday on Fox.
Oh, gosh.
And you want as many primetime games as the Saints and the Bears seem to get every single season.
By the way, Fan Friday, guys, I don't know if you're paying attention, but it looks like Paige is like live texting the team right now and letting them know what you guys are saying. So be mindful of what you say on these fucking voicemails.
I agree.
He's literally texting Levante David right now.
Telling them.
I had to say this to Latte earlier today. Yeah, I want to remind all Bucs fans that the Bucs and Rams franchises are tied like in the cosmos. You remember like big games versus the Bucs and the Rams. This game is going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be special. I was at the last time, the last Rams Bucs game Monday night. Not the ones where we wore the fucking
Sean
red.
King. You talking about the Sean King?
Yes, I was at that game here in Tampa.
I was in ninth grade.
Okay. One of the craziest games I've ever been to in my life. But it's Bucs Rams. This game means a lot for both organizations. Look at this. Look at fucking NFC whatever West. That's a crazy division. This game is gonna have everything, man. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't talk right now either, but that's fine.
That was terrible.
By the way, the theme of this entire podcast is #no dimmer because Corey the teacher went from teacher to fuck you guys like that.
Bro,
there was no
dude, Corey the teacher. Now I remember who you're talking about. Yeah. Love that.
I'm telling you, man. It's seeing that fucking ugly motherfucking Sean Payne celebrating in our goddamn stadium. It pisses you the fuck off as a Bucs fan. God.
Can we move on? I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I need to punch his face, and then I can move on. I'm going to print his face out tonight.
You are in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, damn right we are.
In the fucking playoffs.
All right, I'm cool. I got you. You got
next,
right.
next
voicemail, please.
Loose cannons. Chef Boyartall. Oh,
I got nervous for a second.
I like my wings wet, dry rub, ranch, blue cheese. I like it all because I have a palate that's not of a fucking 7-year-old. But then again, I do like my boneless wings.
Oh no,
wet,
those are chicken nuggets.
Rub, ranch.
Cut him off right now.
It's over.
Next.
We got to cut the mic here.
Those are chicken nuggets, bro. Those aren't
chicken nuggets, bro.
Boneless wings are non-existent. End of story.
Next.
They don't exist.
How can you have chef in your name and you bring up boneless wings?
Honesty is so like every chef just rolled their eyes when they heard that. That's why you had to get cut off. If you come in with some stupid ass shit like that, we have to cut you off. Come on.
By the way, that's one sexy man in real life.
He is.
We love him, but sorry, man. We're equal opportunity.
Terrible palate, incredible body.
I can assure you there is no sexy man that says that boneless wings are a real thing.
You haven't seen him.
Don't care. Don't need to.
Hey,
it's over. It's a wrap.
You'd want to climb him. That's all.
He's a big old mountain of a man, but you can't come on this show, Chef. Man. You can't come on this show, Chef, and fucking clown me about my water shoes because I don't want to get my feet on fucking shells while we're waiting fishing, and then say that you eat boneless wings. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Water shoes are a smart freaking decision. Those are not equal things that you can talk about.
Me for 3 hours straight, Paige. It was
that guy took you fishing and didn't invite me. Is that the same dude?
That guy. Yes, the guy.
He
was at the fucking Fuzzy's watch party, bro. The big tall.
I know who he is. I didn't know he was one who took you fishing without inviting me.
He gets a 1-week ban on voicemails.
Yes, I'm down with that.
1 week ban.
I just banned
the tribe is fucking spoken.
Motion 1 week ban.
You wrote it down.
All in favor?
I have in my notebook. It's official. 1 week ban.
There is new energy.
And your new name is Boneless Wingman. That's your name. That is what you're going to be known as for the entirety.
Hit the next one.
Damn. Savage.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon.
He's taking us to church. We going to church. Going to church.
Shall prosper. I like my ranch. I like my hot wings with my ranch and blue cheese. That's what my gospel singers singing tonight. We're going to make the short. I got 90 seconds, almost 3 o'clock. Here you go. How you doing, Sister Paige? We ain't seen you in church last week. We hope you all well. Well, to get right into it, I think that we did very well against the Panthers. Everybody said, oh, well, that's just the Panthers. But I've seen some changes. They made sure Antonio Brown did the kickoff return and punt return. That's a good change, and I changed up on the line. And also, I feel good about Monday night. They're going to win 20-20 because they got a hellified defense. Paige, I got something to tell Brother B.A. Just Pastor, ain't no hate now. Tell them that Pastor said, don't try to air out dirty laundry in front of the media messing with Tom like that, talking about this and that about Tom. If you have a problem, talk to the man by himself and let him know that he don't need to know the business. Keep everything in house. And also, we need Brother Lou to go down to the football stadium, go into that locker room, and give him a motivation speech. He already sounded like a wrestler already. I think he should have been paying for WWC, whatever that thing wrestling thing called.
WWC.
Anyway, y'all, we will win 28-14. And our Sammer, X, I know X he may not be there. He's about getting that bag, and Stank and Laffy Latte with that he's about to buy boy. And I will be down there. Me and the first lady will be down there around
Laffy Latte.
And
It's that Laffy Taffy.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Oh man.
Am I Laffy Taffy now?
Oh my God.
Can't breathe. That was
Laffy Latte.
incredible. You are now you have so many
Latte.
new nicknames now.
Laffy
that
Latte.
was
He calls
I feel good after that call. Right
his gospel was like, I don't know if he was actually singing or if he was playing something, but like either way it was good. Like I was here for it.
So
I felt like I
needed that.
Yeah, I felt like it was a good call. Well, I can assure you the one thing that you wanted me to tell BA, well, let me tell you something about BA. He's always been the same person. He gonna always be the same person. He don't care if the quarterback is Tom Brady or Tom Jones off the street. He's gonna do it his way because that's who he is. That's like I don't know. This is not a surprise. Like for everybody that's reacting to Bruce being Bruce, I'm going. Apparently, none of y'all have seen Bruce at a press conference. This is how Bruce reacts with everybody, whether it's Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, or Tom Brady. That's a pretty damn good resume of quarterbacks. He don't care. Don't matter. He treats them all the same. Tom's not getting special treatment.
What the Rams coaching staff has coached, evidently.
Oh, I know. Yep, Sean McVay.
So what you're saying is that it's not unusual for BA to throw his quarterback under
Yes,
the
I
bus.
wanted somebody to understand the
Thank
Tom
you.
Jones reference.
I love
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. I think the next voicemail is.
I was thinking about the
Somebody
radio.
listening right now was doing the Carlton as soon as you started saying that.
So good.
Love it. Let's tie this up. Let's go. Give me that Lou.
This
I know
is
he's
the
next.
last one.
This is
This is God's gift.
Brother Lou.
Brother fucking Lou.
Gunners! Gunners!
He fell down.
Man, we're here, bro. It's a beautiful victory, man, last week, but we got the Rams this week, man. We got the fucking Rams. These motherfuckers have a decent defense, too. I mean, we got to keep Aaron Donald in check, man. If we got to give fucking Tom Brady time, man, to deal with these fucking cornerbacks that they got, man. And we got to just, give them time, find an open guy, man. On defense, man, I don't want to see no zone shit, man. I don't want to see nothing like that, bro. Keep the pressure on this motherfucker. Fucking bring his ass down. Hit him, bro. Hit him. Get him out of his fucking game. Like any fucking quarterback. You can't give him time and shit, man. Let's fucking do this shit. Let's do this. We're playing at home. under the lights, Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, motherfuckers. Let's show the league once again. And we got to do this game by game. We got a team here that can fucking beat any fucking team. I don't give a fuck who they are. We got talent on this motherfucker. We got the motherfucking GOAT. So let's go. And let's show that Tampa Bay ain't nothing to fuck with. Let's go. Fire the motherfucking guns. Let's go, boy.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Fucking love it.
Brother Lou,
What?
there are not enough words to describe how much I love you. You
She's
are
gonna
truly,
cry.
you are truly a treasure. Like, I absolutely love every aspect. And I love that you hit a new octave on the podcast that was so loud that it broke whatever device you were using, that it brought it back down because you broke it. You broke it. You were so loud at the end that it came back down because the octave you hit was so loud. And I just appreciate the hell out of you, man. Like, I need that energy in my life 24/7. That's what I need.
That was amazing. I want
He's
to run through a
amazing.
wall. I need to run
I
through a
know.
wall.
Always.
That was
That's
awesome.
my dude.
Paige,
Brother Lou.
thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spilling some serious knowledge and getting really fucking pissed off at Sean McVay's stupid haircut or whatever the fuck else pisses you off about him. I think it's his hair for me.
That's the faux hawk. I'm a barber. Faux hawks are like for fucking kids.
He just looks like a teenager. Like, I'm like, dude, like, have a grown-up fucking haircut, bro. Like, you literally look like a teenager. Like,
My
be a
son's-
grown-up.
He doesn't even do that anymore. He got the fucking like nice. Like,
He's
Get-
dweeby.
get
I
the
called him a
beard-
dweeb. He's a dweeb.
Get
He
the
looks like
beard
a high school dweeb.
airbrushed or something, right? I mean, come on. Get a
He's
little
also not
airbrush
as young
on
as he used to be, and he's still trying to hold
Yes.
on to that boyish.
Also that.
Yeah.
Also that. And I can assure you, this is the situation. This is how I know. I put everything through the lens. My dad's name's Plato. Okay, that's how Greek I am. If Sean McVay was walking up to the house to come date me, okay, my dad would look at his hair and he would say, change your fucking hair or you're not going to date my daughter. Like, that is word for word what would come out of my dad's mouth. He would not care if you were the best schematic coach of all time or the shittiest of all time. He'd be like, you're not taking my daughter out with that hair. Go fix your hair. That's what he would say.
Thank you.
Everything needs to go through the Plato lens. I'm telling you. It would just
I
help
want,
a
I
lot of
want
people.
Plato to call in.
Oh, dude, you want that voicemail in your life. It will be out of control.
That's your homework page. Next Thursday or Friday,
Yeah.
I
Oh my
expect to
God.
hear a voicemail from your pops.
Oh, it's going to be epic. It will be
I
epic.
need it.
Hey, maybe you can have your dad record the intro to this podcast, because what Sammer did is just a fucking shame.
Whatever, man. Listen, we're not closing this out without putting W's in our mouths, right? Is that how we're doing it again?
I was fuck the Saints, but W's not okay with it.
You guys can do that. You
Wait, how did
You have to do it. You have to do it, Paige. You have to do it.
Just a nibble.
Yeah.